Could NAC help you? This is a very commonly utilized supplement, even in Western medicine today. NAC stands for N-acetylcysteine. N-acetylcysteine is a supplement form of the semi-essential amino acid L-cysteine. And the benefits of NAC are quite far-reaching and impressive. Now, NAC is something that I wanted to try for quite some time. But there are so many wonderful supplements available that I just never got around to it. Now, we are partnered with Bulk Supplements. We are affiliates, and I did receive a sample of NAC free of charge to test myself, and I'll be sharing my personal experience with it here soon. One of the reasons that I like Bulk Supplements is that they actually answer questions. They generally don't try to gaslight you. I don't think they've ever tried to gaslight me, which is unusual from most companies. I actually had a company trying to gaslight me yesterday about their toxic MDF. Oh, it's formaldehyde free. Just because it's formaldehyde free doesn't mean it's free from all VOCs. That's one thing that I like about Bulk Supplements. And then also the prices are pretty reasonable. Some supplement companies really just charge you an arm and a leg, and in some cases their products are higher quality, but in a lot of cases they aren't really. I don't like that. I don't like to feel like I'm being financially taken advantage of, and I don't want to recommend that to anyone else. With that said, there are products that Bulk Supplements carries that I don't recommend. Multivitamins, go out and pick some weeds instead. You don't need multivitamins. And a lot of times what's in multivitamins you don't want in your body anyways. I don't know what's in their multivitamin. I haven't looked. I don't care. It's not interesting to me. It's not of importance to me. And there are some other things that they carry as well that I wouldn't recommend. That's the case for all companies. So I just wanted to, I had to put that little caveat in there that we have tried it free of charge. All right, so what are some of the things that NAC can help with? Well, it helps use and create antioxidants in the body. Antioxidants are absolutely essential to life, really, these days. It helps treat oxidative stress. If you are alive, then you are experiencing oxidative stress on your cells. Our cells are constantly under attack, be it via chemicals or non-native EMFs or stress, just overall stress. A lot of people are stressed about money these days. Dave, most of you know Dave, he's the other half here. He has been having very different conversations this year with local lawn and landscaping customers than he's had in previous years. And he started that arm of the business in 2020. People are concerned about money. I actually recently saw a gentleman who is in the same industry as we are, and he offers consultations. He used to be at $330 an hour. Now he's $110 an hour. And there's a recent lovely new lawn care and landscaping client who said that they had actually received multiple letters from landscapers in the area this year looking for, trying to get the work. And that's highly unusual for a residential this isn't a mansion or anything like that. I mean, if it was a mansion, yeah, I can understand multiple landscapers sending letters to them. But yeah, so that's another reason why I like Bulk Supplements is they don't charge an arm and a leg for things. And everybody's stressed these days about money, really. It's more difficult when you go to the grocery store, when you pay your power bill. Bills are getting higher. Inflation is increasing. That really can't be denied. So we try to save you guys money whenever we can. We've got all sorts of videos up on all sorts of free things you can do. We've got a video up, or not an article up on 5 free ways to reduce EMFs at night. There's all sorts of things you can do to improve your health that are free or low cost. Bulk Supplements does offer a wide variety of sizes of their supplements, like a really, really crazy wide variety, like 6 or 8 ounces up to 40 pounds or something crazy like that. So you can test just a little bit of a supplement, and you don't have to buy a huge bag and then if it doesn't work out, regret spending that money like with some other companies. One of the primary reason actually that I purchased NAC is because I'm not an effective detoxer, really. In general, it's been quite the journey for me to get my body to detox, because it was just so overloaded for most of my life. Now, the primary methods of detox for me are daily coffee enemas. And I know some people are like, oh, you can't do that daily. Yeah, you can. You can do it daily. Lots of people do. They just don't talk about it. That is a huge benefit for me. Also, dry brushing, Epsom salt baths, sweating. You don't need an infrared sauna to sweat. There are other ways to get your temperature, core temperature up to sweat, and exercise, that sort of thing. And of course, limiting the toxins that are going into your body. But I'm always looking for something that can help me to detox more effectively. Now, NAC increases glutathione levels in the body, and glutathione is absolutely essential for detoxification. So I do things specifically myself to increase glutathione, such as eating beets. In our smoothie video, I discussed that I put a little bit of beets in our smoothies that we eat just about daily, in order to support our liver, support glutathione, increase our ability to detox. Although Dave's an efficient detoxer, it's more for me than him. But still, beets are good for everybody to eat. Even if you don't like them, put a little bit in your smoothie. You're not going to taste it really if you just put a little bit in there. If you put too much in there, then your smoothie's not going to taste so good. I've done that. Don't do that. Regulate how much you put in their smoothie, or you're not going to like how it tastes. So by increasing the glutathione levels, and increasing the detoxification, this is one of the primary reasons why it's thought that it's so effective. NAC is so effective for diagnoses such as Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, other dementia diagnoses, liver disease. Liver disease, people are curing liver disease right and left. You just don't hear about it because the liver wants to regenerate. The liver is amazing at regeneration, self-regeneration. It just has to have the proper ability to do so. And if it's constantly being assaulted by, for example, toxic pharmaceuticals, then you're going to be in liver failure. I discussed in one of my videos about that sort of thing. I don't remember which video it is, but it's also used for cancer. NAC is also used in the treatment of cancer. So if you have a cold or that sort of thing, NAC might be something that you want to keep around for like a chest cold, bronchitis, pneumonia, because it can potentially help with mucus. As always, this is not medical information or advice. Consult your doctor about everything. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Blah, 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 blah. NAC is also used to treat, I've already discussed that it's used to treat acute liver failure. In modern Western medicine, NAC is one of the things used to treat acute liver failure. Of course, with NAC, they also prescribe incredibly toxic antivirals, typically, for example, for hepatitis B, etc. So stupid. Anyway, okay. I could talk about hepatitis B for hours and hours and hours, because my mom was diagnosed with hepatitis B and had an experimental liver transplant in 1989. Another thing that NAC is used for is specifically it's used for acetaminophen overdose, which, acetaminophen and ibuprofen, naproxen are used so much. And I ended up with ulcers from NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. And of course, acetaminophen is not an NSAID, but for these overdoses, for these sorts of things, NAC is specifically used, which I find that very interesting. And as well for some pharmaceuticals as well, limited, but primarily acetaminophen overdose it's used for. I thought that was so interesting. And then lastly, there are other things as well, but in this video, we're discussing primarily these benefits of NAC. If you have like mood disorders, mood disruption, cognitive issues, I find it really interesting that NAC is You know, increases glutathione. It helps ease oxidative stress. It does all these things to help detoxify. Oh, and by the way, it helps with the mood and mental illness. And isn't that interesting? Perhaps the problem of mental illness isn't what we're told. Previous social worker here. We've got a video up on the truth about social work, or the truth about mental health, something like that. Truth about mental illness, something like that. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, so there are obviously a lot of benefits from NAC. So I thought for sure the NAC could be something that would help me. I've got it here, my little jar. I take, now the bags that bulk supplements uses, if you're chemically sensitive, they often come from Amazon, and we all know, well, we don't know specifically the chemicals used in the Amazon warehouses, but we know they're incredibly toxic. And the bags that bulk supplements uses are very effective at blocking whatever that junk is, whatever that toxic crud is. So but the bags themselves are still contaminated on the outside, and they stink to me. So on the outside, but they protect what's on the inside. And so I always put things into glass jars. I'm a glass jar hoarder. This is a very old jar of honey, from honey, wild honey. But as you can see, I got it here. It's actually, I've got unintentionally some turmeric in there. So if you see some orange, that's a little bit of turmeric. We've got a video up on turmeric as well. But this didn't actually do anything for me. I took it for a while, didn't notice a difference, went off, didn't notice a difference, took it again for a while, went off. I didn't notice a difference one way or the other. So apparently I don't need it. That's not necessarily a bad thing, because that means that my body is doing all right with NAC production, and by extension, glutathione production. Yay! All of the hard work that I do every day just to continue to move forward in life, to semi-function somewhat sometimes, then that is indeed paying off. Just remember, your body is not static. Just because it doesn't help right now, it doesn't mean it won't help in a year or a month or 10 years. And similarly, your body's not my body. Just because it doesn't help me doesn't mean it won't be incredible for you. What helps and hinders is different as far as every person goes, and that's just something that it is what it is. We all have different exposures. We all have different levels of activity, different detoxification levels, that sort of thing. Some of us have to do a lot to detox, like me. Other people don't. But of course, my husband sweats a lot with the work that he does as well. So he doesn't have to do a whole lot to support detox. Although, of course, we minimize exposure to things and that sort of thing. But hopefully this has been a benefit to you. If so, be sure to sign up for our free newsletter. I will link below to this product. As I've mentioned, you can get a little bit, test it. Now, I don't remember if they have capsules or not. But I haven't looked into other brands, and honestly, I don't even remember what this is made of. What the source material for the NAC here is for bulk supplements. I tolerated it perfectly fine. Doesn't mean if you're chemically sensitive or whatever, got food allergies, etc., that it'll be fine for you, because we are not the same person. So always do your due diligence, do your research, make sure it's okay for you before you try it. We've got an article up on muscle testing, which I probably need to update. That it's how to test products for personal tolerability, that I recommend if you are reactive to try muscle testing. It works for some people, doesn't work for others. But all right, guys, I need to work in the garden today and clean out the chicken coop. Yay. Have a wonderful day, and stay non-toxic out.